Good evening. Uh, Let me talk about this evening about the pact of UDA and ODM. I know we have not talked about this matter until we exhaust it, because Ruto called the kind of a situation we are in a mongrel. He said this is a mongrel of a government where the opposition is in the government and the government is in the opposition. So he was asking, who is the opposition and who is the government? Is it the government that is in the opposition, or is it the opposition that is in the government? And many times, Ruto opposed the broad-based or bread-based government. And I've watched the UDA people not being able to explain exactly why is it that not only UDA, even ODM, why is it that they needed this MOU? Because from item 2 to 10, 9 items out of 10, there are things that have been provided for by the Constitution. So why the need for Raila Odinga to come into the government for them to fulfill these things? What is it that the government lacked that they needed Raila to come and implement the Constitution? Their job is not actually to implement, because the process of Constitution implementation passed. Now it is adhering and making sure that the Constitution is followed in this country. Who took the oath of office? Raila or Ruto? Because Ruto is the president who was sworn in, and he swore to protect the Constitution. But it is ironical, and people have used this as a way of throwing jabs at the president, because he did not lift the Constitution when he was given it by Uhuru. But when he was given the sword, he was so excited. He lifted it up as if to say, Constitution, I will obey it when I want, but the sword, I will use it constantly. So did really our Constitution and our government need Raila Odinga for them to obey, honor, and make sure that the Constitution is followed? Did Ruto need Raila to make sure that the government runs? So did Ruto need Raila to make sure that the country is one united country? Because he's singing about the country coming together. But in fact, it is only Raila and his brigade who have come to the government. And when I say Raila and his brigade, I mean the MPs, the senators, the governors, the MCAs, and those who are appointed into ministerial positions. But the vast majority of Nyanza, Coast, and Western, where most of the people who are appointed in the cabinet comes from, these are not even considered. Because those people, the Mamamboga, the hustlers, the Boda Boda, do we have any one of them in the government? But we have Joho, who has been a governor twice. He has been a member of parliament. Now he's a cabinet secretary. We have someone like Mbadi, who has been an MP for the longest, being still in the government. So in fact, it is as if when you put my person, or when you put someone from a community into the government, it's like the entire community is in the government. Okay, the idea is probably they will be able to push development to our region. When we have issues, they will be able to handle them. Okay, that is fine. But it doesn't mean that when we have someone from my community in the government, it is automatically beneficial to me directly. No, not at all. So what I'm trying to say is this. It is a bread-based because there are men who sat somewhere in a boardroom and decided that they were going to fleece, to eat, and to completely finish Kenya resources. And when I talk about resources, I'm talking about our taxes, the money we pay painfully. Whenever you buy something, because you may feel like you're not paying any taxes, you're a taxpayer. Not because you're employed and there is a payee at the end of the month. You're a taxpayer because the matatu you use every day, it is fueled by the owner. And in that fuel, there is 16% tax that you pay. Out of the 50 shillings, out of the 100 Kenya shillings you pay, there is a percentage of the 16% that you are paying. For example, from Roysambu to town, maybe the matatu uses 1,000 Kenya shillings for fuel and it has 16 passengers. Think about it. 16%, and there are 16 people in that matatu. That means each one of you has paid 1% of the 1,000. What is 1% of the 1,000? Think about it. It is about probably 16%. No, I mean, it's about how many shillings? Because it is 16 shillings out of 100, and you're 16 people. So each one of you has contributed what? 1 shilling each. Every time you go through a matatu, 1 shilling goes to taxes because you are contributing all of you into that pool. So you are paying taxes. When you buy bread, you are paying taxes. And when you're buying bread, if bread is 65, the 16% is you alone who pays. Unga when you buy, mchele when you buy mattress, when you buy a television, whatever you buy, there are taxes attached to it. Isitoshe, you are also paying money directly to the government for the services they give you. You go take an ID, you pay. You go take a driving license, you pay. You go take what? A passport. Government is receiving money. Any payment you're doing to the government is getting taxes. Any payment you do to a private business, government is getting taxes, either 16% or it is getting corporate taxes or any other tax. In short, the government runs through your money as a Kenyan. But politics is as it is, because we are the ones who elect these people. Every 5 years, we go to election and we elect people. For example, I live here in Lavington. In Lavington, we are very few people. And our member of parliament is one Beatrice Elachi. That is Dagoretti North. So how many people in Lavington, in Kilimani, and around here who really wake up to go and vote on that voting day? You will be surprised that majority of voters are coming from the informal settlement. Elachi will not come and give me 1,000 because my need is not 1,000. My need could be 100,000. My need could be 1 million Kenya shillings. But when you go to Kawangware, when you go to Nduari, when you go to any other informal settlement, 1,000 is a lot of money. Their need is not even 1,000. They only need 100, 200 Kenya shillings, and they are good. So they will vote not because they wanted to vote Elachi, but because they have been given money. They feel that this leader is meeting their needs because they don't have the bigger picture. Where did Elachi get the money to give them? And I'm using Elachi as an example because he's a member of parliament for my region. He is my member of parliament. So I'm using her as an example. I don't really mean that she has been given money or she has been giving money out. I'm just using her as an example. And I don't mean that Elachi is a bad leader. Not at all. I'm just talking about the caliber of leaders we elect every 5 years. The people who make my decisions, maybe I'm a middle class. I don't know. Maybe I'm a lower middle class, maybe somewhere there. I don't know, because I work hard. I'm a business person, and I earn a decent living from business. So I don't know where I stand. But this is the point. My member of county assembly, this ward is called Kilimani. So if I am in Kilimani ward, who elected my member of parliament? I can guarantee you, I did not see that guy even one day. Where did he campaign? He campaigned in Kawangware. Believe me or not, he campaigned in Kawangware and part of Waruku. He campaigned there. And those people, their ward is called Gatina ward. It is not Kilimani. But because they want to rig elections, they go and bring people from there. They give them 1,000. They register in Kilimani primary. They register around here. And at the end of the day, they will be the majority voters, not us. So when I'm complaining about Aguinkodek Road, I'm complaining about Chania Road, which is impassable completely on both sides of Ring Road. They don't understand because they don't pass there. They don't use that road. So when I'm complaining that that road is impassable, they don't really understand it. And the member of county assembly does not care because I did not elect him, and neither will my vote make any difference even in 2027. Because there are voters who come from, you go to Kilimani Primary, you find so many people, people are full. And then you look at the percentage of people in Kilimani, Kilimani ward. In short, the kind of political games that we play in our country will not save us even in 2027. Because we will continue voting the same way we vote. We always vote bad leaders. We will continue to vote bad leaders because we vote them based on how they are helping us and the money they are giving us. We don't vote them based on how they will work for the common good. It's not about the common good. It's about, is he giving me something for now? We don't think about our children, whether they will go and advance education policies, whether they will go and advance road network, whether they will go and agitate for job opportunities. We don't think about that. We think about today. And that's why most of them, they sell even their IDs. You go to your competitors, and when you realize a certain geographical location supports your opponent, you buy their ID cards. And I can be enlightened. And the people I talk to them in English. Where I come from, Meru, probably there are people who never listen to my video. There are people who will never hear me talk. Probably Kawangware people who share with me the constituency, they will never listen to me speaking in this English I'm speaking. So I'm speaking to very few minority who will not even probably vote. Yes, we can make a lot of noise, but votes are not in X, they are not in TikTok, they are not in any social media. They are right back at the rural area, at the grassroots. You find them in those houses of theirs. Therefore, what I'm trying to say is we need now to develop a way how to reach these masses. How do we take this civil education to the people who really make the decisions? And this majority of them are in the informal settlement when you come to Nairobi. Because most of the people who vote in Nairobi, who will vote for the governor, are not in Kilimani, Kileleshwa, they are not in Runda, they are not in Karen. They are in informal settlement. And the informal settlement, they don't listen to us, the social media people. They listen to their elected leaders. And especially when they go and they want to make a decision, they will say, Baba alisema tuna support nani? Ruto alisema tuna support nani? Nani tunapigia kama governor? When Baba says it is Sakaja, you find that most of the informal settlements, they will go for Sakaja. And they will ignore someone who is very, very good. Babu is standing, of course. And between Babu and Sakaja, I will support Babu any day. Not because Babu is the best person. No. But I believe he has the best intentions because I have seen, I can hear what he's doing where he was elected as a member of parliament. And based on that, I can give him my vote. Of course, that is a bad metric to measure a leader because someone can come from the corporate and he has done very wonderful in the corporate world like Igade, but then we reject him simply because he's not a tested leader in politics. So I believe we need to take our chances, but sometimes experience will matter, what you've done for the community in the past time you've been elected, but it doesn't mean there cannot be new entrants. We need new entrants at all the time. But do they really mean well for us? Do they really mean well for their community? Do they really mean well for the nation? And therefore, my conclusion is this. I see Ruto and Raila bringing a very significant force in 2027. If the opposition does not unite and give us someone that the entire country can rally behind, Ruto will surprise us again. We need the opposition to be one. We need the opposition to be in agreement. We need the opposition to give us a strong candidate. Someone that when we take their names to the local communities, to the rural area, to the informal settlement, to that mama who does not have a smartphone, to that baba who does not have a smartphone, to that man that listens when other serious national leaders speak, not people like the villager, I think we can be able to win this battle. Anyway, these are just my thoughts. After I've talked to my friends and listened to them and the argument they were presenting, that's why Ruto keeps on giving money. Because when Ruto gives money to a church, there are many, many people who are affected by that. It could be 100 people, it could be 20 people, it could be whatever number. Because for example, like Mwai, when he gave that 20 million, and then Bishop Mwai calls his congregations in the week that passed or in the next week since the noise has died, and he gives them each things, food, clothing, worthy 2,000 each. And he just uses just 500 out of the 20 million. Everybody will go home saying, hii slippers nimevaa ni ya Ruto. Hii leso niko naye ni ya Ruto. Hii chakula ambaye nimekula leo ni ya Ruto. And that is how Ruto will become a good person to that very needy person in Pastor Mwai's church simply because he went and he gave 20 million. Mwai gave them 2,000 each or 5,000 each. And they believe that this is a very good president because he gives to God. And with that, he will be able to get several votes out of the votes that we were targeting. And therefore, we need to be wise. The opposition need to put their act together and begin working on a way to be able to sensitize Kenyans why they should vote for a change of leadership. Therefore, 2027, we need preparation, we need good tactic, we need a plan. If we don't, then Ruto and his unwanted crowd will win. They will win. They will get back into power again up to 2032. So we cannot mess this. We must be very, very resolved on the agenda. And the agenda is give us someone that will be acceptable to the people. If it is Matiang'i, whether it is Gachagua, it is Okiya Omtata, it is Morara, it is Kasmuel, it is Jimmy Wanjigi, it is Martha Karua, it is Kalonzo or whoever, we need to have a team that can win this battle. Thank you very much.